Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at some new countries that will exist soon. I'm sure we're all very used to knowing the countries that exist in the world. But if you look back in history, you'll know that countries come and go. Well, here are some new countries that may exist very soon. From new countries in the Americas, Europe, Africa, and Asia. Let's check them out. But before we set off on this expedition, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming up first, we have Catalonia. If you follow the news in Spain at all, you know that Catalonia is a big issue. Catalonia is a part of Spain, and it includes many big tourist locations, for example Barcelona. But many people in Catalonia want independence and have wanted it for a long time. During the Franco regime in Spain, Catalonians were subjected to very bad treatment. Franco did not want Catalan to be independent, and he also banned their language, Catalan. Catalonia is very different to the rest of Spain. For example, the corrida or bullfight does not exist in Catalonia. They also do not do flamenco dancing and other Spanish stereotypes. And what's more, children will likely speak Catalan instead of Spanish to begin with. Many say that within a few decades, the people of Catalan may break away from Spain and form their own sovereign country. Next up is Kurdistan. There are many issues going on in the Middle East right now, but one hot button topic is Kurdistan. Kurdistan is an area in northern Iraq, but the difference between this area and the rest of Iraq is that it's populated by one major group, the Kurds. It's in a very dangerous area on the border of Syria, Turkey, and Iran. This puts it very near the dangerous revolt happening in Syria right now, and the area is constantly under threat by groups such as IS. The Kurds want to break away from Iraq and make Kurdistan their homeland, but neighboring countries such as Syria, Turkey, and Iran are very against this. But the citizens of Kurdistan are not going to take no lightly. They were actually able to drive IS out of their region, and because of this, in 2016, the president of the area is demanding a referendum. So who knows, maybe soon Kurdistan will no longer be part of Iraq. Next up is California. Some of you watching this video right now may well be in California, and it's pretty hard to imagine the government letting California break away and make their own country. But this hasn't stopped many Californians pushing for something called Calexit. This is of course based off Britain's Brexit. In referendums of Calexit, Californian residents seem to be pretty enthusiastic about breaking away from the USA. Some people in Texas also want this. They want something named the Republic of Texas, and there are many separatist movements in Texas. But the main separatist movements are actually in California. California is very different to the rest of the country. It's America's most populous state, and it's also the world's 6th biggest economy. In a poll, 40% of Californians voted in favor for Californian independence. So it may not be happening right now, but you never know. Soon, California may be a different country from the USA. Next up is Biafra. Biafra is located in Nigeria, West Africa. It was once part of the British Empire but declared its independence in 1960. When this happened, many major groups went to the south of Nigeria. They then tried to make something named the Republic of Biafra. However, this caused a civil battle inside Nigeria which led to their defeat. But even though Biafra was defeated, many still wanted to go ahead. There are many protests and marches for the independence of Biafra to this day. And many politicians in southern Nigeria want Biafra to become independent. But in Nigeria, there's quite a lot of corruption and instability, so it may not happen for these people anytime soon. Coming up next is Flanders. This country may sound like Homer Simpson's next door neighbor, but it's actually an area between Belgium and the Netherlands. Right now it belongs to Belgium, and along with Flemish and Walloon, it's one of Belgium's 3 major regions. In the region, the main language is Dutch, but it's also very different from the rest of Belgium, and many people who live there wanted to become independent. Flanders is a very rich part of Belgium, and many of the residents don't like seeing their money spent on other regions. That's because the people in the other regions don't speak Dutch and have very different cultural customs. Many marches happen every year for independence of Flanders. So who knows, maybe one day Flanders will become independent of Belgium and form its own country. Next, let's look at East and West Libya. We all know that in 2011, the Prime Minister of Libya, Colonel Gaddafi, was taken out. NATO and the UN helped rebels overthrow the country of Libya. However, as is often the case, the people who overthrew him didn't actually plan for what would happen after. Barack Obama said the biggest mistake of his presidency was not preparing for the aftermath of Gaddafi being overthrown. This sent the country of Libya into very unstable positions, and it caused extreme people to take control. As a result of this, there are many governments all saying they're the leaders of the country. Right now, the UN backs and recognizes only one government. But actually, there are 3 governments all ruling Libya and claiming they're the ones in charge. But the 2 main governments seem to have actually divided the country, and soon Libya may be known as East and West Libya. This will be politically, geographically, and economically bad for the people of Libya. But there's no easy answers to very complex issues like this in the world. So we should really prepare to update our maps, as Libya may soon become East and West Libya. And finally, let's go somewhere a bit more relaxing: Hawaii. Hawaii is of course part of the USA, but it is not part of the mainland. Instead, it's an island. And many Hawaiians actually consider their island to be occupied by the United States. After all, Hawaii is almost halfway around the world from the United States mainland. Many people on the island want to make their own rules and have independent sovereignty. And much like with California and Texas, many people want succession. I'm not sure how Hawaii would actually go through with this, seeing as they don't have their own army. But who knows, maybe one day there will be some talk between the federal government and Hawaiian leaders to sort this out. Because Hawaii is so beautiful and a lovely place to go, I'm sure many Americans would be sad to see it go as a state. But that doesn't change the fact many native Hawaiians do actually want independence, as they consider their island to be occupied. But now it's time for you guys to give me your opinions. Vote in the poll in the top right corner. Do you think all of these places becoming independent is a good thing or a bad thing? If you guys want to see some more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that coming up on screen in a moment. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now, leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.